afternoon, everybody. The time is 1:30. I'm Nick Turner, the chair of the Chartered Clubs Committee. I'll call us to order, and those of you who are able, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. We have two members of our committee missing today, Denise and Sandra, but we still have a quorum. And I will begin by reading, as usual, the meeting procedures statement. The Governing Board and its committees conduct all of their meetings in compliance with Arizona Planned Community Association open meeting laws per ARS 33-1804. And in concert with RSCW bylaws, policies, and standing rules. Parliamentary procedures, as outlined in the most recent edition of Robert's Rules of Order, will also be followed in all meetings as appropriate, consistent with Bylaw 3.07, Procedures for Owner-Member Meetings, and Standing Rules number 2 and number 3. And with that, we'll move on to item number 2, approval of the minutes from the last meeting. I hope you've all had the chance to look at them. And do we have any objections, changes? No? So we have consensus that they're approved. Thank you. So moving on to section 3 reports, we'll start with Recreation Manager Casey.
All right, thank you, Nick. Just a few save the dates for everybody. I sent this next two slides out to the clubs. It ended up being Saturday morning. So you guys should have this in your inbox, but we have club inventories coming. Usually Tim Peterson starts this in the summertime, so he may have already completed this with you just to keep up on it, but he's done a really good job at consolidating the spreadsheets for this to make it easier for all of you. And then the Chartered Club Officers Meeting, I'll get to that in a minute. And then the Treasurers Meeting is there too. We are going to be recording that just so you guys know, so that we can have something for y'all to reference for the future. And then the newcomers in February is February 11th. And then Club Financials will be due February 15th. And CR6 is May 1st as usual. So moving on. Here is the final presentations for our officers meetings. These are mandatory. If you cannot make them, please ask one of your officers to attend in place of you. If none of you can make it, then let me know so I can figure out what to do with you. So as you see, I have all the liaisons listed here, and they will be attending each one. So card clubs, David and Pat will be there. And hobby clubs, John will be there, so on and so forth. So you can see their face if you have never been introduced to them. The Treasurers Meeting is listed as well. It'll be a combination between Terry West and Cliff Swan presenting that. And then I have theater, the performing arts will actually be a TBD. It'll be in January at some point. And that will be with myself and Tia Woolley. And then the golf clubs, we always add it to the January golf council meeting. So that's for January 15th. 2026. Oh, yes, it says 2025.
Whoops.
My bad. Okay, it's 2026, because then we'd have to rewind and start this year over. I don't want to do that. So thank you, David. I appreciate that. That's it, Nick.
All right, thank you. Any questions from any more questions from the committee for Casey? Any questions from the audience? No? I will add, for those of you who think doing the inventories is a pain, just remember the reason for that is because the recreation centres are insuring it for you. And so there is a benefit to doing that. Also, remember to tell your newly elected officers as they come through to attend these meetings as well. They are good, they are informative, And for people like me who've been going to them for years, it's at Palm Ridge this year. Don't want people turning up at the social hall. I'm wondering where the meeting is. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Casey. Right, club liaison reports. I'll start at this end with Cheryl and Pat.
We tap dance.
Okay, Nancy and I have the arts and crafts. And I went to the newcomers event. It was packed. And so many clubs were there. It was great to see. But I did talk to all the officers, all the clubs that I saw that were there, and they all pretty much had the same concerns. And one of them was it's difficult to find officers. Some of them found it was even difficult. They couldn't even get together a nominating committee, let alone trying to find officers. Most of them would like a third free social event. And the arts and crafts event coming up in March was a big hit. But they had a couple questions, and I told them to wait because Casey would be getting out more information later, Casey and Laura. But their questions was when they understand 100% that they have to be individuals, they cannot be a club, no problem there. They know they can't mass produce, no problem there. What they would like to do would be set up 2 or 3 tables of the same people in the same club, and then they were wondering if they could put out club information in their signs. And I told them they would just have to wait. And so everybody was happy. It was a really nice event. And then everybody is gearing up for their Christmas and everything that's going on. And there's a whole bunch in the Independent. John's picture is in it.
Oh, John.
Yes. The Clay Club is in it. The Macro Knit. They have all kinds of pictures. They have the paper crafting is in there. They're doing a lot now, and they've always do a lot through the library. So if anybody's interested in any of that, I myself, I like going to them. I enjoy them. I have zero arts and crafts skill. I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. So I appreciate all these clubs, and these people are putting together huge donation and events for the holidays, and I hope we all can support them.
And with that, take it away, Nancy. I had a really wonderful day yesterday. I went to the Artistic Hand Lettering and Mixed Media Club. And as it turns out, I landed there in a really good day because they had a guest speaker, and they were giving out over 500 cards that they have made for veterans, over 500. The boxes were packed. And they're beautifully done, each one different, each one with a handwritten, of course, beautiful handwriting on the inside. And I'll pass that along so you guys can kind of see what they're up to. The person that came yesterday was a double Purple Heart recipient, quite the guy, and his wife. And he sets up all of those trees in the Safeway area and that shopping area. They're called angel trees, and him and his wife actually carry all of these gifts that they receive to the different veteran services within our area, but some of them are down in Phoenix too, the VA homes and stuff. So the amazing amount of time that our club takes every year to make these beautiful cards really, really makes a difference to the veterans, they said, and when they get it with a gift. They've done a pretty cool deal. They've got a president and a co-president. One's really kind of into computers. One's into the logistical part, and that keeps the stress off of both of them. I like that. And also, when an application is put into their club to join it, they actually ask them, what's your computer skills? What leadership skills do you have? That kind of thing. They have one woman who's been in charge, I don't know how many years. She's the one that goes out and knocks on your desk and says, would you be happy to be the treasurer? And they all step up, so they don't seem to have too much of a problem with that. Club track, I guess they really don't care one way or the other about it. They use it, but they also do a sign-in piece of paper so they can keep track of everybody, and then they double-check it to make sure everybody gets put in. Their membership has been steady. It's 100 different members, and they signed up 9 people from the welcome event. 9, that's pretty good. And then the other thing that they do to let people know about what they do is they go to the library and put on different teachings. They'll be over there and they'll sign up like 20 or 25 people and teach how to do cards or whatever it is that they want to teach that day in the library. So that's another way that they keep so much of their membership up. Just at the very end of this, one of the women I met there had been in that club for 30 years. Just that club. She goes home and sleeps and stuff too, But the other woman sitting next to her had been in this particular club for 28 years. So obviously, membership to these clubs is pretty important to a lot of them. And I was just lucky that I got to go in there that day and see a lot of what they have to do. Their only real problem is space, always space. They need more storage. And I said, that's, pretty common at this time. So that's the rundown of artistic hand lettering, and I've made a report that I will give to everybody who pays me a dime. You don't have to pay me anything. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Kathy?
I have dance and fitness, anything in the water. I also attended the newcomers event, and it looked very successful and a lot of energy, so I'm hoping we get a lot more members coming in. I want to thank the Rec Center staff and the Properties Committee for inviting us to join them on all the tours of all the facilities. Very, very interesting. You learn so much about what goes on here, and then you have a great understanding when you meet all these people behind the scenes, how well run Sun City West is. It's just a very desirable place to live. I've met all my club presidents and board members, some. I've attended a number of membership meetings and have several more to go. And I've been through a lot of activities. I know we're in election season, so we'll get a chance to meet some new people running for the board. I wanted to talk specifically about 2 of my clubs because they've gone through some interesting changes. One is the yoga club. They've had tremendous growth. There went over 300 people joined just this year. They're at 774 members. That's really interesting. And they've added some fascinating classes. Our general manager was the guest speaker the other day. It was lovely to have you there. And they have 12 instructors and some unique things. It's fabulous. Having that nice dedicated room is beautiful because it's open and they can get a lot of stuff done. And the other club has the water fitness. They have, both yoga and water fitness have added evening classes. It's very unusual. So I'm wondering if it's kind of a telltale sign of what's happening with the future. People are maybe younger, still working, and want to do things at the end of the day. We're typically a very early morning community. So I think it's good for us to look at trends to see what people are interested in as they come and join us. So that is all from my group.
Thank you, Kathy. David and Pat?
I'm
sorry?
Okay,
Well,
you said,
Well, David.
we split
Oh,
sports.
David and Pat, I'm sorry. He sort of has cards. And I
Yeah, I have cards and some of the sports, and she has sports. I did cards last year, and so only one president had changed, and I play softball with him, so I've reached out to all the club presidents. I've heard back from a few of them. I've attended a few board meetings and membership meetings. It's a wonderful experience to be able to go to these events and see how enthusiastic the people that are in that sport or in that group, how enthusiastic they are about their clubs and what they do. And I also want to bring up at this time, both tennis and pickleball have mentioned that they're looking to, they would like something like a court fee for people to come play, rather than having to pay a guest pass for everybody to come. I mean, a guest pass, all of the amenities are open to them. But if all they're going to do is play tennis or pickleball for a few hours, they thought maybe something around half that, a $3 court fee, would be appropriate, and they're both on board with that. I just wanted to bring it up for discussions, or you guys think about it and get back to me, and then we can try to put it through the proper channels to see if I don't know necessarily all the ramifications of something like that. So, but that's pretty much all I have.
Okay, I have some sports teams. I went and met with the president of racquetball and whisperball and watched them play for a while. I won't be playing racquetball. Man, that's fast. I'm going to go to the softball board meeting tomorrow. I'm going to go to the cyclist board meeting next week. I'm going to go observe the lawn bowling tournament. It's still going on, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm going to
More
go
on
observe
that
that, and I hope to meet the president there. And I have word out to the other ones, and I haven't heard back, but I'm going to continue to pursue to get together with them and see what's happening with their groups. Thank you.
John?
Okay, I've got the hobby clubs, and I've had the pleasure to attend a board meeting or a general membership meeting with Agriculture, Automotive Restoration, Broadcast Club, Desert Garden, and Rock Hounds. The remaining four, two of them I'll be meeting with this week, and then I'll get to the other two before our next meeting. I was particularly impressed at the caliber of folks that sit on these boards and attend these meetings, especially the Broadcast Club, and the amount of planning that goes into their programs that they broadcast for us, and the Agricultural Club, which I'm sorry to admit I did not even know existed, but the plots that they've got out on the outskirts of Sun City West are extremely impressive, and the things that they're able to grow out there are well beyond me. So I hope to learn a lot from those people. Other than that, that's it.
Okay, thank you, John. Couple of items which you brought up there. First off, the third free social. I believe it's in the RRMPs that they have 2 socials. The free socials, if we're going to change that to 3, that would require a little bit of work, because we need to know what the impact might be on Sabrina and her teams when it comes to setup and breakdown, as to whether it would result in more socials or just less revenue, or some combination of the two. So we need to know what that impact might be before we can start making any decisions like that. The other one on the guest passes, rather paying a court fee rather than a guest pass, that's a similar issue. But we don't know how many people will be involved, what the revenue implications are, whether our IT systems can cope with 2 different classes of guest pass, a whole bunch of other things like that. So something like that will also require investigation before it could come back for any kind of recommendation, because that's an annual, well, they're both really kind of annual budget items, so that would need to be worked with the operations team and the finance team to see if it's feasible, practical, and what the implications are. So that's something that I can take up and ask the general manager about, and you can leave that with me, and I can come back to the committee at some future date with some answers on those questions.
I just wanted to add, because we had had a conversation about that court fee, and we were looking at comparison for the neighboring communities that either charge nothing for us to go with one of them as a guest, or I think $2.50 for Sun City. So at $6, we were much higher than our colleagues in the area that invite some of our residents.
Thank you. Okay, any questions from the audience on our, oh, sorry, Casey. Oh, yes, sorry.
All right. I am partially I'm the liaison for performing arts, so I'll just do a quick update. Dance Sensations has their show coming up November 14th through 16th. Tickets are available. You can go to the box office or suncitywest.com. Western Airs as well. They actually have added a couple of shows because they sell out every single show that they do. That is December 6th through 9th, and then they have a matinee and evening on the 13th. All tickets are $15. And then Theater West is up and running, and they have announced and requested some dates, so there'll be some more information coming up. You'll see that in the Rec News and e-news as we kind of move forward, but it's moving along, and just wanted to kind of give them a little recognition.
Okay, thank you. I've already got my tickets for some of those events, so. And
Question. What was the date for the Western Airs again?
December 6th through 9th.
December, okay,
Yeah, and then the 13th as well.
okay,
And then
Thank you.
it varies between evening or a matinee.
okay. Thank you. Nick, just to back up just a tiny bit about the 3 free showing social stuff. You know, we have 96 clubs, 92, 91 clubs. I was really close. I wouldn't think all clubs would want that. I don't think all clubs use the 2, do they? That's what I thought. And then when you get to the little stamp and coin clubs, I don't think they're going to want that either. So I think when we do think about it, maybe we just have to figure out it's not going to be everybody all the time. So I don't know. You've got to start doing some money figures and stuff with it, but I don't think a lot of them.
yeah,
Want that.
the first thing we can do when we research it is wonder if there'll be any demand. Okay, any questions from the audience on that? I do have a comment online. The comment I've got online has got the dates for the concerts, which we've just heard. The other comment is about club track reports, so I'll come to that at the end of the meeting. Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of section 3. Moving on to section 4, new business, new staff introduction. Oh, we have somebody come into the microphone. Okay, sorry, moving back to number 3.
I just want to
No,
make a,
sorry, John, before you start, name and record number,
John
please.
Click, and it's 138724. And I represent pickleball, and I just wanted to add a comment on the court fee that you're talking about. When people come from the outside to play pickleball, if they're coming for a club event, they pay nothing. And if they're coming as a guest of a community member or a member, they pay the $6 fee. A majority of the people coming in are coming in for club events, or at least I know a lot of them do, so they're paying nothing. So a $3 fee for every time you come in, no matter whether it's a private reserved court or whether you're coming in for a club-sponsored game, I would recommend everybody always pays $3. There's no delineation, and I think you get at least a budget neutral. You're not losing money there. So I just wanted to make sure that as you take that forward, you know that there's a lot of people coming in as guests and not paying $6, because that's how our bylaws read.
Okay, thank you, yeah, that's something that we can, yeah, well, that does affect, as Casey says, that does affect. I'm just going to repeat Casey's comment, is that affects, that is also governed by policies that we have here in the recreation centres, and changes in policies would require governing board approval, as well as, well, this whole item would probably require governing board approval as it's part of the budgetary process. So, okay, any more comments? No, thank you. So, moving on, new staff introduction. As many of you are probably aware, Carl will be retiring again shortly. And we have a new capital improvement project manager, Herschel, who is here to introduce himself.
Thank you. I don't know, this is probably about the fourth committee that I've introduced myself to, so many of you probably heard this already before, so I apologize for that. But my name's Herschel Workman. I've originally started my career as a civil engineer with the FAA, and I was with the FAA for 33 years. There I did construction project management in Chicago and Atlanta areas. I moved out to Wickenburg in 2018 and took a position there as the Public Works Director, where I was in charge of water, wastewater, street sanitation, parks facilities, the airports, and Stephen reminded me yesterday, the cemetery. So, and electric, and I had the electrical grid there too. So I wore quite a few hats in Wickenburg. Originally, I was actually a CIP manager there, and then we hired somebody into that position whenever they decided I had too much other stuff on my plate. Last day and a half, like I said, I've been introducing myself to committees such as this and being force-fed Sun City West project management from Carl. And so I told him earlier if I retain 50% of it, I'll be happy. So I'm looking forward to talking with all of you in the future, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Herschel, and we wish you every success in here, because your success will be our success. So we want that. Moving on, Pavilion Grill introduction. I see we have Lindsay here at the back, and she's just coming down. I asked Lindsay to come and give a presentation here to Charter Clubs Committee because I saw her presentation which she made to the Sports Pavilion and Bowling Committee, which obviously covers the Pavilion Grill. And one of the items that piqued my attention is the fact that they can offer catering services for clubs. So I asked Lindsay if she'd come along so that the club members here can get an understanding of what they can do. Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. So just a little about myself and my husband. We're the owners of Pavilion Grill. We just moved to Arizona when we purchased it, and we came with our daughter, Alani, and our dog, Chloe. So just a little about us. But yeah. So more importantly, the grill. We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, classic American food. So we have, biscuits and gravy, fettuccine Alfredo, just your classic comfort food. But we also have some really fun specials. We have Pancake of the Month. That's a big popular one this month. It is orange cranberry, so stop by and try that. It is so good. And yeah, I think last week our dinner special was the pork tacos with pineapple pico, another huge hit. So come by anytime. We usually have something fun and unique going on. But more importantly, what can we do for the clubs? So we offer catering services. We've catered a couple of club events around here. We can do any of the rec centers. We can do breakfast. We can do dinner, any size, from 5 to, I don't know what our max is yet, but well, I'm sure we'll hit it and I'll let you know. But I was going to say 5 to 500, but then I got scared, so never mind. So we cater. That's our biggest thing. I think that would help you guys out. Meetings, holiday parties. Our December is filling up, so if you guys have Christmas stuff planned and wanted to talk to us about catering, please reach out to us very soon. December is filling up. Also private party packages. There's tons of space, I know, at all the rec centers, but our dining room is available. It's comfortable. We have several clubs that meet there. They have standing reservations weekly. For a lot of it is for breakfast, but we're available anytime. So let us know what you need and we'll make it happen. Snack and beverage service. If you guys are just having a quick thing, you just want a couple of platters of some snacks or beverages, just let us know. We're happy to get that going too. And then grab and go. Our website is up and has online ordering ready to go. So you can order ahead of time if you have a meeting or a match of some sort and you want to grab food after. You can also call and place an order ahead of time, but you can order ahead of time on the website too. A couple of things we've done. We did box lunches for the end of the season for the bowling alley. We did, like going into their fall season, we did breakfast pastries for a meeting at the Beardsley Rec Center. So like I said, we can go to any rec center. It doesn't just have to be here. And we did the soft opening for Lizard Acres. We've done several others since then. Next week we have the tennis dinner. Looking forward to that. But yeah, just a couple of things we've done. And our highlight, we really just want to make the food part of your meeting super simple and tasty. We offer tailored menus, so it doesn't have to be an item on our menu. We have super talented chefs that can do anything. Next week for the tennis dinner, they're gonna have ribs. Ribs aren't on our menu, but our chefs are super talented and they're gonna do ribs. So, we can do just about anything. We had a request for German potato salad. I didn't even know what that was, but one of my chefs who's catered for years said, I know what that is, I can do it, and she did it. So all good. One point of contact, me. You don't call and get a different person every single time. I'm your point of contact on everything, so I know who you are, I remember your event, I know what's happening, so you're not talking to some big corporation with 10 different managers. So it's just me. And so thank you. I really appreciate the warm welcome we received with everything. It's been great, and we just can't wait to keep serving you guys and making your life tasty. So thank you.
Best blueberry pancake.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard about the blueberry pancakes, so I tried them and I agree, they are very good.
Thank you.
Lindsay, I stopped by, I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Go
any
ahead.
questions from the committee, Nancy?
I just wanted to say the same thing. I went over there for lunch 2 weeks ago for the first time with a group of people. It was really good. Great service, nice people, really good food. We all had something different, and just welcome. We're really happy to have you here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Any more questions from the committee? Anything from the audience? Oh, David.
Example? No, I just.
I thought about it when I came in. I was like, I should have brought cinnamon rolls. Darn. Thank you.
Lindsay, thank you very much, and again, we wish you success.
Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on to 4.03. As most of you are aware, we do have a working group that's looking at the RRMPs. We're required to review those every year, and they've been working now for probably a couple of months, and so ask for an update on where we are and what we should expect next.
Okay, well, the working group has met several times. We've met with Key Rec Center staff and are focusing our efforts mainly on 4 specific areas. We're making good progress, and we're hoping to present the first red line draft at the December meeting. That's our goal. So that's where we are. We're making progress, and that's what we hope to accomplish. Any questions?
Yeah, so, sorry, well, I have some questions, but.
Okay.
Yeah, so we get that draft to the December meeting, we can then introduce that to people, and then they can comment back over the holidays, and we'll
You're right.
have discussions in
Okay.
January.
Right. Yeah, it'll be put out for comments and look at it and tell us what we think. So it's your opportunity to look over what we're thinking about doing. Okay?
Any questions from the committee? Any questions from the audience? I don't know, with it, Lynn, are you coming to the microphone, or are you? Phone call. Oh, she got a phone call, okay. That would appear then that if we are not going to, we're going to be reviewing and discussing the red line in January. That means that we are required to make a recommendation by January, so I'll write to the governing board president and ask for an extension on that so that we can deliver it in the February or March timeframe. Yeah, because the governing board need to review or reject, by sometime in early next year. Okay, thank you. Just a couple of little updates for you now in 404, the USTA Seniors Tournament. At our last meeting, we made a recommendation to the governing board that they approve the tournament and let it happen, and the governing board did that. So the USTA will be holding a seniors tennis tournament here in around, I think, January 27, January, February 2027, something like that time frame. And the capital improvement process update. At this time of year, we are only required to make our recommendations on new projects, which we did at our last meeting, and that's been transmitted to the governing board and the recreation manager. And we should expect in the January timeframe to have a list of the R&R items. That's the repair and replacement and maintenance items which affect clubs. So that will be coming to us in the January timeframe. So then we'll have lots of questions about those items. And I think most of you who went on the facilities tours will have seen some of those and heard Carl talk about them. So that's what to expect in the January update. So on that, do we have any questions from the committee or the audience on those two updates? No. Yes.
Is there any way when we send out the red line document that we can give the clubs maybe just 2 weeks? Do they have to have a whole month? So that would give us the other, and then we could present it in January?
I think with Christmas and New Year in between, it's probably best to give people a month.
Okay, I want to get it done. I know they.
Is that where my salary's been going?
All right, so that is our end of new business, coming towards the end of the meeting now for committee comments. I will start. You may have noticed I'm wearing a strange shirt. It's the Bowls USA US Open 2025 shirt, which they charged me a small fortune for. But the Johnson Lawn Bowls Club across the way is hosting, along with Sun City, the US Open, as I think many of you are aware. There's men's pairs over there today, going away on 3 greens. Some of our own residents there. I also recognized a couple of people from the Grand who are over there and playing. And I'm sure there's some from Sun City and from Australia, New Zealand, Kenya, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Canada, and probably some other countries as well. So an international competition. It's been recognized by World Bowls as well this time for the first time. So I don't know whether they're doing some ranking points or what have you. But also on Sunday, Bowls USA is hosting a skills camp on our greens as well for people who are targeted or being selected to represent the national team. The national teams are having a skills camp there on Sunday. So it's going on for the rest of the week. As of today, as I said, men's pairs. Tomorrow here we have women's pairs. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday we've got men's singles, including some of the final flight on Saturday. So go over there, have a look. If you don't know what's going on, just talk to some of the bystanders. They'll be happy to explain the game to you. They play till around... what time was it yesterday when we were over there? Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 o'clock. They were just finishing, but it depends on the nature of the game they're being played. So the singles that were being played there, it's first to 14. So the last game, some people can get to 14 very quickly. So when we were over there yesterday afternoon, there were only about 3 or 4 people still playing towards the end of the day, 3:30, 4 o'clock. But that's when they finish, and they're starting at 8 in the morning. Okay, any other committee comments? Okay, we'll start. Any comments? Cheryl, Nancy?
Surprising.
Okay. Kathy? David? Pat? John? Casey?
This kind of came up, so I wasn't able to put it in here this week, but Club Track, we're a little behind on submitting all of the numbers, so you'll get those. Had a little bit of a little glitch with our software, so that's coming. Usually you'd have it by today. Let's see, the 3rd? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tim would have had it to you by today. So just 4th. So just give us a couple more days. Sorry about that. And then he's getting a lot of questions about they don't know how to work Club Track. So anytime clubs need training, Tim is very open for training, and that if you guys get any of those questions, clubtrack@suncitywest.com. I think I've said that more than I've ever said in my whole life of anything. But he's willing to come in and help. And then we kind of we hit that up a little bit in the officer training as well. So I just wanted to make that. And then lo and behold, we're hitting some clubs that are no calls, no shows. So if you guys have reservations and you're supposed to be at one of our facilities and it's in the books and you do not show, you will be charged $50. So it's happened twice now in the last week, 1 week. So make sure if you're an officer that you get with scheduling and check your calendar to make sure that your calendar matches their calendar. And if you need to cancel things, please do so. It's pretty simple, but our staff is setting up 100 to 200 chairs and then nobody showing up, and also wasting coffee. So there's a lot of that going on, it seems.
Okay. All right. Whilst you mentioned Club Track, before we go to audience comments here, I'll do the online comment. This has come in from Western Air's President Benita, and she, number 141368, and she says, in the future, can club leaders have a weekly access to Club Track reports? We'd use the data. We also do a manual check-in management as we need the data weekly. I don't know how easy or difficult it is.
She wants access to Club Track or the numbers that we provide.
Both, it said.
Right now, that's no.
I know access will be a no.
Benita.
Yeah.
I know Benita.
Yeah. If you can talk with Benita and
Yeah.
maybe work something out if we can help her.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
That's all I have online at the moment. Any questions in the audience? I see we have one.
Good afternoon. My name is Ron Petrin, 141369. As Vice President of Silvercraft, I'm here representing the club, and I want to give you an update. We just finished a fantastic overhaul of the club. It was supposed to be 3 months. It ended up being 5, almost 6. They did everything. They found HVAC components that were disconnected in the ceiling. That's been fixed. We got a new ceiling grid, new ceilings, new sprinkler system. They took down old cabinets. We had old kitchen cabinets that we'd store our products in, supplies for the members. Kitchen cabinets, base cabinets, sitting on top of other base cabinets. All that's gone. We've got beautiful, modern, spacious, clean cabinets. The walls have been painted. The electric's been upgraded. New floor. It's a fantastic, beautiful location for our club, and we really want to thank the rec centers for that work. It was decades in the waiting. We are having an open house November 15th. That's the same day as the book fair, the library book sale. We're going to be open all day. If people want to stop by and see the location and watch some craftsmen performing their craft, making jewelry, you're more than welcome. And thank you again.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ron. Well, I'll look at the general manager now and ask him to pass on the thanks to Carl and Russ and their teams. Okay, any more from the audience? No. In which case, I was wondering whether we were going to get away with not having a December meeting, but as the red line of the RRMPs will be available, we will be having a meeting on December the 3rd. And that's all. Until we meet on December 3rd, we're adjourned today at 2:14. Thank you very much, everybody.